Hey peeps, we are back. We are talking the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Season 11, Reunion Part 1. Before we get into the video, please do me the honors of subscribing to my channel, hitting the notification bell so you can always be notified when I post new content, hitting the thumbs up because that does wonders for my channel, and share. Thanks. Well, the show starts off and I said, oh wow, we have to look at these awful reunion outfits again. Oh man, out of all the ladies, I do have to say that Dorit, hers was the nicest. Even though I don't have any good feels for Dorit, I really don't. First of all, I'm going to say that as I have told you guys before, I am a fan of the cursey words. I do my very best not to use them during my reviews. Now, when we get into the Lisa Rinna and Dorit section, I give you no promises. I waited till later in the day to film my review because I was on 100. The microaggressions was a lot to deal with. Also, you may notice there's a few less clips this time. YouTube has been on my butt and I've got to limit the amount of clips that I use. Otherwise, they strike me and I'm over it. So we find out as the ladies arrive to get ready for the reunion that all the ladies are there extra early and Kathy has a 11 o'clock call time. So while all the rest of the ladies are up running like chickens with their heads cut off trying to get to the studio, Kathy is still in bed with her fan. I said, wow, it is nice to be Kathy. So right off the bat, Erica's already lying. She tells Andy that she is absolutely ready for this reunion, that she slept well the night before. I said, girl, you know you lied. You know you lied. I don't think she's had a decent night's sleep since she supposedly snuck and left Tom. Honey, I still think that's a lie. Snuck and left Tom and stole items, allegedly. So Erica says that she wanted everyone to know that she is not cold and without sympathy. She says that she does have sympathy and she does want the victims, well, she said they were alleged victims, to be made whole. Personally, I think that that was some nice crafted statement that her lawyers had asked her to say. And it's really weird to me how these stories are all of a sudden alleged. And I really don't appreciate the alleged victims come from her. But I do know legally she needs to add that alleged. So Andy also asked her how she felt when she watched the show back. And she said that she felt disappointed, anger, sadness, then some hope, some love, and a little support. Girl, I don't think so, ma'am. I think when you looked back, you said, what in the world was I thinking? Why did I say that? What about that snow? Oh my goodness. What could that have said rain? I don't know. Anyway, that's just what I was thinking, allegedly. So, we already knew that Sutton had spoken with an attorney. She says that she just talked to a friend of hers who is an attorney. She didn't go to her actual paid attorney. And then we find out that Crystal actually talked to an attorney as well. And we already know that Kyle talked to Faye's husband. But I thought you were all over Sutton about talking to her attorney, and nobody else piped up to mention that they had spoken to an attorney either. However, now you know, and it's all crickets. So you don't care that Crystal spoke to an attorney or that Kyle spoke to an attorney either, right? Okay, I see how this works. Erica did tell Andy that her attorneys advised her to quit the show, but she said no because she didn't have anything to hide. However, she realizes that things can be twisted and turned to work against her. You know what? Things didn't have to be twisted or turned. Things did not have to be presented the way they were. All you had to say was, unfortunately, I can't speak about that. But you didn't do that. You talked way too much. Way too much, in my opinion. I am not a lawyer. I do not have a law license. I have not taken any criminal law classes. But I would have never said a word. Every time somebody asked me, it would have been Under the advice of counsel, I can't say anything. I plead the fifth with Ewans. I have zero comment. I know I would have looked like a complete jerk doing that, but I definitely wouldn't have said anything. She's doing too much. And not only have the courts subpoenaed Bravo allegedly for all unaired footage for the entire season, now I am hearing allegedly the victims, their attorneys have subpoenaed Bravo for all unaired footage as well. This is not a good thing for Erica. Andy asked her how much of her not quitting the show had to do with her not having Tom's income anymore. And now that her Real Housewives of Beverly Hills salary is her main source of income. She says that now that they're at this point, her being on the show is a major part of her income and she has major considerations for it. And I would guess so. I would guess so. You don't have the alleged victims' alleged money. I mean, we could tell because the B Team Glam Squad is doing terrible. Girl, the outfit, the makeup for the reunion, everything, just not all right. However, you know, last we checked, when we Googled, she's making anywhere between $500,000 a season to $600,000 a season. And from what I've heard, allegedly, she is come to the table to ask for a whole lot more after the ratings had spiked up so much from this current season. And I think Bravo just might give it to her. Andy told her that fans are requesting that she be fired. And she says that she doesn't think that she deserves to be fired because she has not been charged criminally yet. And she has not had the opportunity to prove her innocence in the court of law. So she should not be fired from the show. Now listen, honey, if the Real Housewives was my only form of income, you think I wouldn't be saying the same thing? I do not deserve to be fired. I am innocent. Absolutely. Okay. So Andy asked Sutton about her business. You know, she has that store and she says that business is booming. Business has really been growing. And she looks at Lisa Rinna and she gives her a little point. She says, yes, I do have a business. Because when Lisa Rinna was on Watch What Happens Live, she says that Sutton's store is not a business. Then she's going to come back by and try to say she didn't realize owning a store was actual business. Now, do you guys remember when the show first started? Lisa had a store, her and Harry, and it got closed down because business wasn't booming like it is over at Sutton's place. It was a business then, but because Sutton is owning this business and she is not fooling with you, all of a sudden it's not a business. Now, you're good friends with Kyle. Kyle has had several boutiques that did not work. Were those businesses? I don't know. To me, a store is a business. Whether it is Louis Vuitton or the 99-cent store, it's a business. Then we find out that Sutton almost burnt Kyle's house to the ground. That nice house of Kyle's. Kyle shows the pictures and I said, dear God, what? Sutton seems to be surprised as if she wasn't sure. You know, she tells Kyle that if there's any, fees involved with the repairs, which there is, that she'll be happy to pay for it. Then she makes this comment that her and Kyle are going to end up in court. And Erica chuckles it off and says, oh my gosh, well, at least it'll be other people in court besides her. Cute. But no, ma'am. Don't try to be cute now. You was rude as hell to Sutton earlier. Keep that same energy. Okay.
Again, passively provocative, almost to be relevant, to be interesting.
What? I don't need to do anything to be relevant. Let me just say that.
Bridget from Arkansas said after witnessing Erica verbally attack Teddy, Eileen, Sutton, and being on the receiving end yourself, why call Garcelle a bully and not Erica? King Danielle said Dorit using the word bully is an attempt to paint Garcelle into the angry black woman stereotype. That's a new low. So Dorit, what's your response to all this?
Okay, that was not at all in an effort to paint that picture. And like I just said, an element of the word bully is incessant. And when Erica had moments with all of the ones that you mentioned, they were all isolated incidences. This was, Garcelle says a lot in her confessionals, but she doesn't say it directly to your face.
That's not true.
I'd have to agree with Dorit.
We all do it.
But you all
We
do
all do
it.
it. We absolutely all do it.
Well,
You seem to do it the most.
Yeah.
I said you talk too much. You go for my integrity.
Right.
We'll get to it. Like, hold on, girl.
Garcelle,
Hold on.
I'll do whatever I want. Don't you tell me to do anything, okay? Thanks.
I can
Don't
say anything I want to say.
So can I. So can all of us.
My dinner, like when she says you don't say it in front, and then you made that like jab at me.
What did I say about you?
That you didn't know who I was.
You were there, you didn't say anything in the moment, and then
You don't
Let
know
me
that.
finish, Garcelle!
Who the fuck you think you talking to?
This is the second time you've cut me off. I am gonna make a point.
Make a point, Dorit.
Flash to your confessional and you said, why are they saying all these things? I'm Team Sutton.
Yeah. Why are you talking about something that you weren't even there?
You want to punish her for Denise, the way she treated Denise?
No, I'm done with that. I mean,
Okay.
Denise can fight her own battles.
And when are you going to let it go?
I have let it go.
When?
Just now,
Okay, thank the Lord Jesus.
when Dorit and I had our incident, for lack of a better word, and I thought maybe Rinna would have been like, well, something, anything.
But I agreed with
Anything.
Dorit, so I wouldn't have had your side because I thought what Dorit was saying was correct.
Someone told me that you said that I should have never brought race into this show, that this show is not that kind of show.
I would never say that, by the way.
I don't know that.
Really
Pretty
awful.
unbelievable that you just did that.
Okay, so now you're going to turn it around.
I'm not
and
turning
use
it
it when
around,
I was
honey.
the one that
You
was
turned
hurt.
it around.
No, I didn't.
You just did
No,
this.
I didn't.
Yes, you
No,
did.
I didn't. Why is this rattling you?
What you just did and what you just threw down, the insinuation,
Yeah.
it shows exactly who
So
you
you
are.
want...
Yeah, I just can't live my life like this. Dorit. Now listen, I have always stated that I'm not into violence. I'm not into violence. But when Dorit yelled at Garcelle, when she made that relevant comment, I jumped up off my couch. I was screaming so loud. I'm telling you right then. If the Real Housewives reunion was a place where they have an audience, the way they do at Watch What Happens Live, and I happened to be there, I would be arrested. I was so ticked. And grown up adult me, I need to do better, because right in that moment, I would have handled her. I just cannot. So you're screaming and yelling at Garcelle because she thinks you talk too much, when the rest of the housewives have said multiple times, you talk too much. Shut up, Dorit. Didn't Lisa Rinna ask you if you do coke in your bathroom? You didn't scream at her. Somebody mentioned that PK allegedly looks up women's skirts. And I have never heard you scream and yell at any of the other housewives. What's going on? The way Dorit and Lisa Rinna speak to Garcelle will never be okay with me. It never quite lands with me, because there has been some absolute ridiculous things that have been done and said to Dorit and Lisa by these other ladies, and they never come down on them the way they come down on Garcelle. I think that both Dorit and Lisa have become really comfortable raising their voices at Garcelle and talking down to her. And Garcelle is a classy lady, and she's always trying to speak to them calmly. She's always trying to not perpetuate the angry Black woman stereotype. But I have always been taught, remain classy, remain a lady, remain respectful until you cannot anymore. And I'm at the point where I'm saying and screaming at the TV, cut it, Garcelle. Unleash on these women, because they think this is cute. And the rest of the housewives think it's cute too. Kyle and Erica, they're all snickering and smiling and trying to hide their face and everything. It's not cute. It really isn't. The relevant thing. Garcelle has been in the entertainment industry for over 40 years. Garcelle is always booked and busy. Garcelle has been on so many fashion magazine covers, while Dorit's pictures are only on her Instagram. I I never knew who the hell Dorit or PK was until they came on this show. And as a matter of fact, I still don't know who the hell are y'all. Girl, Dorit, ma'am, you have been working me this season. I used to like Dorit, but this season I have been trying to give her a little leadway, thinking maybe she's just misunderstood a little bit. It's the microaggressions for me. Both Lisa and Dorit were just all over that this episode. And I wholeheartedly, 100% from the bottom of my heart, believe Garcelle about the race comment that she says that Lisa Rinna made. I believe it 100%. And not just because of this costume that you and Harry had for Halloween, not just because of that. You know what I mean? Because of the way you are, because of who you have shown yourself to be. And that comment she made to Garcelle about, oh, because you made this comment, I know who you are. I would have told her, well, you know what they say, when somebody shows you who they are, believe it. Lisa and Dorit both came off as bitter, jealous, and angry. You know, people like Garcelle, people like Sutton. Nobody likes the two of them. So you're showing that you're bitter, you're jealous. I tried to give Dorit a chance. You know, when they had that dinner and she was saying that, you know, her kids relate to the people of color that works at her house, I tried to give her a little tiny pass. Then she made that comment about her mama having a black friend. I said, okay, I'm gonna give it a pass. Then trying to mimic and scream and yell at Garcelle and then to call her a bully? Oh my God. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Garcelle is a working single mom with several jobs. As a matter of fact, Garcelle has a new movie coming out that's being directed by the Whoopi Goldberg. I don't know what Dorit PK is doing. The last time I heard, allegedly the IRS was looking for them. I mean, serious. The IRS is not looking for Garcelle. And then that stupid comment that Dorit made talking about Erica is not a bully, even though Erica attacked Teddy, Sutton, Dorit, Eileen, and Kim. Isolated incidents. As if it just happened one time. And she was all over Sutton the entire season. But Garcelle's a bully because she has elements of bullying. Elements of bullying? Are you kidding me? The way the rest of the housewives have all told you to shut up. Now Garcelle is the bully. And that half apology, girl, bye. And you know what I also think? Every season, Lisa Rinna gives that same excuse. She's not proud of her actions, but the only thing she changes when the new season comes is her wigs. I really hate how they tried to show Garcelle's confessionals, but they didn't show all of Dorit's nasty confessionals or all of Rinna's nasty confessionals. What about the time Lisa Rinna called Garcelle a bitch? Let's talk about it. Let's own it. Let's be honest. Just own it. Come on out with your stuff. I mean, seriously. You are out here acting as if you are an innocent. Remember this post? Remember this post when you said this was Star Jones without her wig on? But you're not a racist. No, ma'am. And you know what? Let me say something to Crystal, too. Now, I'm a fan of Crystal. I like Crystal. I think she's real cute and sweet. And I really love learning about her culture. I love it when she has her cooking on the show. I think Crystal is a cool lady. I really do. But my thing is this. How in the world are you going to bring up that Garcelle said that she didn't know you in her confessionals and try to get an attitude and be a little catty about it when you were saying the same low-down, underhanded comment about Sutton? Girl, pull yourself together. And Dorit in that whole, you said you were Team Sutton. You're damn right. Over 75% of the fans of The Real Housewives is Team Sutton, Team Garcelle. The same way you and Lisa and Kyle are up under Erica's ass. Why can't she be Team Sutton? Get out of here with this shit. Oh my gosh, I am so ticked. I agree with Garcelle. I would never, ever trust Lisa Rinna. Are you kidding me? You don't know the meaning of friendship. Can you spell it? I mean, you have not been a true friend to anyone. And that whole run over there and jump on Garcelle's lap, let's be friends. Yeah, you thought trying to be friends would keep the social media gangsters away? And no, ma'am. Let me just tell you, social media is killing Dorit and Lisa Rinna right now. They might as well just deactivate. Take a break. You guys were just acting a fool. I just cannot believe it. I just can't stand it. You know, Lisa and Dorit are allowed to have feelings. They're allowed to voice their concerns. But Garcelle is not allowed to have feelings. She's not allowed to voice her opinions when the rest of the ladies are. It's just disgusting to me. I can't. You know, the last 7 minutes of the episode, Kathy shows up. Bye, Kathy. Listen, let me tell you, when Halloween H2O came out on premiere night, because a little fact about me, whenever a new Halloween movie comes out, I go to see it on the day it comes out. Halloween is my favorite horror movie franchise, right? So I go to see H2O. We get in there and the movie starts and it never fails. I have to go to the restroom. So it's dark. I'm going down the steps and then I'm going through the dark corridor to get out. And oh my God, the theater had hired a few guys to dress like Michael Myers. And when I got to the end of the corridor, he was just standing there. And I froze. I didn't scream, but I just froze. And the first thought was, oh my God, some crazy has gotten in this theater and I'm about to be murdered. But then I pulled myself together and I said, I don't know who the hell you are, but you better get the hell up out of here. Get away from me, buddy. And he moved off to the left. And I said, thank you, Jesus. And headed to the restroom. And when I came back, I was looking left to right. I said, oh my God, I cannot live my life like this. That freaked me out. So when I seen that Kathy had set this up for Kyle, I laughed so hard it brought back all the memories. It was a good time. So Andy brings up that Erica's book that she wrote, Tom never read that book and he never showed up to see her in Chicago. And I did think that was weird and odd. If I wrote a book, I would believe that everybody in my family, all of my friends, all my ex-boyfriends, everybody would read my book, you know, because they want to know, what am I saying about them? And you would think that Tom would want to know as well. And if I was blessed or fortunate enough to be on any Broadway show, I mean, if I was even opening the next Piggly Wiggly, you know, the ribbon ceremony, everybody I know would come. I just cannot believe that Tom did not show up for this. And when she said that Tom went to Washington, D.C. and didn't tell her and still didn't come see her opening, I said, well, damn, this sucks. It really does.
Were you faithful to him?
Now, honey, listen, this is all alleged. I don't even know. But from what I understand, I've seen on several different blogs, people have been alleging that Erica has always had a little side piece. And you know, when you're married to Tom, you know, and you're this young, beautiful woman like Erica, I think that I would need a little side something too. I mean, I like the sex. I'm just saying. Anyway, I think that you're damn right she's been cheating this whole time. I think that they both have, and I think they both knew about it. And that's just my opinion. It's all alleged because I don't know these people. Anyway, you guys, get down in the comments. Let me know what you think. Was this episode as hard for you to watch? Do you believe that Lisa Rinna really made those comments? I do. And how do you feel about Dorit yelling at Garcelle? Anyway, you guys, until next time, bye.